Okay, so basically, I wanted to talk about modems, routers. Basically, the thing in question today is this Rosewill 5-port switch. Um, Basically, I hope this video will clear up, your doubts and whatever about these modems, switches, routers. Okay. Basically, what we have up there is a router. That router is connected to a modem over there, connected to the phone line because we have DSL. Okay, so basically, there the modem has a built-in switch, right? But then it's all the way over there. We want to connect it over here to our TV, to our consoles, and then or to our laptops. But it's not really feasible, and it's not convenient to have a line all the way from there to each computer or each system in the house. So what we have is we had a line, Ethernet cable, one Ethernet cable, so we don't have 5 or 6 Ethernet cables coming straight down the room into each of our rooms. So we have one cable connected to the router. The router basically distributes the wireless throughout the house, throughout our neighborhood. You know what that's for. And then through that there is another cable for demonstration purposes. This cable right here comes straight from that router, basically a port off of that. Basically, these routers have built-in switches, but they don't have enough ports. So, you can get, that's why they have switches. You can extend your ports, and this is basically a low-end, pretty simple $10 switch you can buy, just to extend your switches. That's what switches are. They're not modems. They don't have DCHIP, so you can't really use this as a router because you have nothing distributing the IP addresses, and it makes no sense. And I don't understand why people don't understand that, and they buy switches thinking it's a router, and basically they have no internet because guess what? You don't have a router. It doesn't make sense unless I don't know. Unless you well, I don't know how else you would do it. Okay, so basically the way these things work is there's an uplink, so you would connect this to wherever is distributing your internet. You can connect this to your modem if your modem it has a switch built into it, which means it also has a DHCP server in it. Okay, that's the only way. So you connect this to here. Now on this model, these two are basically connected to the same circuitry, so you can't use these two simultaneously. So if I connected this one, then basically I have 4 other ports I can use, which is more than enough for my purposes. Okay. So for example, I have an Xbox here. I just connected to the second one because, as I said earlier, you can't use the uplink port and the port number 1 at the same time because they're on the same circuitry. So we have that, and then what if I want my laptop to be connected? Okay, so you can see that from one wire, it does the job of 2 different wires, connecting it to 2 different. Technically, it's a computer. So they're 2 different computers connected to one wire, connected up there, which is connected over there. So basically, I have one wire distributing internet for multiple devices, and it makes a lot of sense. And this is why you want gigabit if you have a modem that has gigabit, and because you don't want to saturate your bandwidth through one cable. So basically, I have these all connected, and right now there's no power. So we'll connect the power to it. After you connect power, the lights should come on, and basically it is associating. If you understand how network switches work, they associate, wherever data goes through, right? So right now we have our network running. Our wireless, of course, is disabled. We have some music. So we have internet here. So I guess I'll just run the speeches, but we have DSL, so it's not the best thing in the world. I actually advise Comcast because you know, even though other people say they're pretty bad, it's not too shabby. It works. So you can see we have, perfectly good internet here while this thing takes a bit longer to load. Oh, there it goes. But, the data's flowing straight through, you know. And the cool thing is, you can daisy chain these things. You can, hook one to another, to another, to another. But, the more practical thing to do would be to get a larger switch. But you see how you can share your internet connections throughout a whole network. So you can imagine the scalability of this, and now you understand how giant corporations or businesses, even schools, can have thousands of computers all connected to the internet through one connection. This is how they do it. They just have switch after switch after switch after switch after switch. So it makes perfect sense to share your internet this way. You can imagine, like, if I had 4 or 5 Ethernet cables spanning the length from there, in the kitchen all the way over here, it would be quite impractical, and it would be pretty ugly, because you would have all these cables around. But simplified, there's this, if you see in the background, there's that one little cable right there. That's the cable that shares the internet through here. I can even hook up to a second router that I have over there if I wanted to. Maybe if I want 2 different, Wi-Fi signals, Wi-Fi wireless hotspots. If I wanted that, then I have the possibility of doing that. And if you think it through this way, you have basically unlimited potential. You can have, unlimited amount of computers as long as you keep adding switches, but, you just can't go overboard, right? So eventually, one cable or another will become too saturated, and I guess you would need a second cable connected to the main modem on that switch. So basically, in short, this is a system of interconnected switches, and this is how it relays information. This is how you connect to the internet. This is how you communicate. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below, or whatever.